And we are live for the 62nd episode of the TRU-U podcast. Thank you, Mr. Ricky Collins, for graciously hopping on with us today.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
happy to be here, man. True
yes,
you.
sir.
I
Hell
love
yeah,
it.
baby. Let's go. Ricky he hails from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He's been an entrepreneur since high school. He believes that entrepreneurs have a responsibility to improve the economy for the disadvantaged by implementing innovations within society that are easily accessible and reduces the economic divide. I love that. He
Thank
is the CEO of a technology startup called Packed House Live, which is a service to the underserved community of creators seeking an avenue to build their online careers independently.
you.
Previously, he has worked as head of production and marketing under Floyd Mayweather for his personal brand, The Money Team, and also works with Eric Thomas, who is a number one motivational speaker in the world. His mission is to disrupt the status quo and to level the playing field for the underserved to be more successful through entrepreneurship. I love that bio, my man. That's a fun bio.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So those two names, like just like it's great getting a chance to interact with you. I know we had a good phone call and just about technology where it's going, about
Yeah.
creatives and getting out and them being independent. Like we had a great talk, so I'm just blessed and thankful that you're on with us, brother.
Yes, man. I appreciate you having me. Like I said, I'm
Yeah.
ready, man. Let's get it.
Yeah. So I know just right off the bio, like the first things, I mean, obviously the names stand out, but I think like just like the knowledge that you've like captured from your experiences, like how was that in production working with Floyd and with Eric? Like what are some of the major takeaways that have helped you out from that?
Man, hey, both of those situations like super crazy in their own respect, but then, you know, they're total opposites.
I
you
bet
know,
they were. I bet they were, man. I bet
you know. So
how were they different? How did they differentiate?
you know, ET is a pastor. And Floyd Mayweather is
Yeah, not.
is not.
He ain't. Yeah.
So even to the point of like I was head of marketing and production for Floyd's gentlemen's club in Las Vegas at the same time as I was working with ET. So I would go from like a conference in Houston or something like that, and he's doing like a big business conference and getting $50,000 for an hour to speak, and we'll come back to Vegas and go and be shooting content at the strip club.
Man, like, is there any moral like disconnect there? Do you feel like, I mean,
Not
I would
really,
have
man.
fun in both. I've danced with both too, but
Not really. It's just that's just how it was, man. Like that's why I'm trying to paint the picture of how total opposite it is,
yeah.
and I always believe I'm always myself, no matter what situation I'm in. Like I'm always just me. Like I grew up in church, and I grew up around people that go to church every Sunday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
and every time they get a chance. My grandma used to have us in church really in the summer times. Oh my God. So
Yeah.
like man, we was in church every day. So like I can be around that, and then I can even go into an element like a strip club, even though that never was my goal.
Mhm.
But Floyd opened up this club, and he needed me to do my thing. So
How did you get introduced to these guys, or how did you fall into the like? Man, those are significant. Did you have like a ladder going up of experiences to lead to Eric and Floyd, or how did that whole progression go?
well, I started working with Floyd in 2016, and we didn't start working with ET until 2018, I believe, or 19, but it was later. And yeah, man, it we started working with Floyd from one of my like childhood neighborhood families that I know, and he was a little younger. His name is Lil James, and he's actually signed to Floyd. and he's from my same neighborhood. So in 2015, me and my brother Nino Powers, we started a production company called New Wave, and we, I do music. I started off doing music. When I was 15. I started my first business, but and that was with Nino and my other bro, Kyrie, and I was an artist too. So we did a whole bunch of stuff, but um yeah. So Lil James, we started to go out to Las Vegas and like just go and work with Lil James. We both had jobs. We were working at Verizon Wireless, and we would,
Shout out.
for shout out Verizon Wireless. They pay really good. Low key, they pay pretty good. They got us. That's how we were able to do our thing.
Hey.
So we working at Verizon. We worked at different ones though. I worked on Lake Street and this is a national podcast, so I'm sorry. I'm from Minneapolis, so the south side of Minneapolis, uptown actually, right on Lake Street at the Verizon. And my brother worked in the suburbs in Maple Grove, where I live now, ironically. But he worked at the one out here. So we would literally make our days off. You get 2 days off every week. We'll make our days off the same so that we can leave like the night, like say a Wednesday night, you get off of work, get on a flight, go to Las Vegas, be there, for 2 days, leave on like the midnight flight in Vegas, come back to Minnesota, and go to work at 8 a.m, and then go through the week. And then we'll go every other week. And then at one point we start going every week because we were trying to build our ourselves as an asset. That's our whole thought process, which is being an asset. Because obviously it's the money team. You know what I'm saying? I always say we were self-interns. So we already know, you know what I'm saying? We just jumped in. Nobody told us to come. Nobody asked us like, hey, we need some, a video team or pictures or, management or none of that. We just came out there and started hustling and working and showed our value. So, we got fired from our jobs. Always got because we use all of our
entrepreneur, man. Typical entrepreneur. Yeah. You can't work for nobody. You can work with somebody, but you can't work for nobody.
Man, we used all our PTO, you know what I'm saying? And I got fired first. And the crazy thing is I didn't even get fired for like being gone or nothing like that. I ended up like I was on my last strike though. I ended up putting the time I worked in wrong or something and just missed it on something. Just like a random type of situation. But it was so many times I was in Vegas and I was supposed to be at work, and I'm like, oh man, it's coming out the front and the back, man. I can't come in today.
What are some of the biggest lessons that like you took away from the ET and the money team experiences? Like, maybe whether it's like just a like man lesson or if it's translated into your Packed House Live or other business, like talk about some of those nuggets.
Man, the one thing, the biggest thing that always comes to mind with Floyd too, that I like tell everybody. One is in his gym in Las Vegas, like on the wall, and it says that champions can adapt to anything. And how he is he's been doing this since he was a kid, so he just got crazy talent. But he doesn't look at film of his like opponents. He just trains for like he trains for himself, like where he has a standard of what he wants his training to be, and he just goes real hard. He spars people different sizes. He don't spar just the size of who he's going against. He spars all different sizes, and when he goes into the ring, he just adapts to whatever they do.
That's valuable because that translates to just like I was thinking about what you're doing with creatives and artists and like how just adapting to Web3 or adapting to what's in front of you, adapting to the times really or the climate or where's the opportunity, like kind of like a chameleon or change is good. Change is as long as it's like going towards something, changes
100%. Change is where the growth is, man. I was just telling somebody earlier today is like you have to change what you're doing to get the growth. Like as long as you're doing the same thing, you're gonna be on the same level. As soon as you change something, then you might dip for a second, but you have to be moving on the spectrum. And sometimes that's scary because that's taking risks and taking chances and doing things that you're not comfortable with. But that's the only way to grow.
You know what I like? Entrepreneurs seek freedom.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, like that's where one of the values in entrepreneurs. It's consistent. I see it show up in a lot of people, and like it's funny that like you use the word risk and like change is associated with risk. And like
Yeah,
I don't know if it was on a podcast or where I heard it, but like there's no freedom without risk. You know,
100%.
like so the safety and freedom aren't friends.
No.
You know,
Not.
they're not. So
You really out here, man, and it is what it is. Really, as an entrepreneur, man, you out here. Like I'm a CEO. Is this is all on my shoulders. You know, this is all on your shoulders.
tell
And
me about that, like about building like this, just with the CEO, like within like the growth, like the beginning. Because Packed House Live, you started that when you were young. Is that
no,
like?
no, I started Packed House Live in 2020. Adapt.
Oh, okay, okay,
Like I
gotcha.
said, what I got one more before I go into that.
Yeah, yeah.
Gems from the greats,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
the
Give us more
greatest
gems.
ever,
We'll wait on Packed House Live. Drop gems, brother. We'll
the
pick up.
greatest ever. So the other one is we're stronger together than we are apart.
Mm,
And that's just that always rings with me. That's how Floyd always tell us we're stronger together. Like we really, we really are. We have to find ways to build community and build these safe havens for people to be able to grow and prosper. And and the only way to do that, we can't be separated so much. Like, I don't like how, a lot of, people with the money, the billions and billions of dollars, they just hold it. They do, people do things, but it's not intentional to, we can really change humanity if we
yeah,
wanted to. And that's that thought process. If people were like, we're stronger together than we are apart, like think how strong we will really be in the United States specifically.
yeah.
So I
Like
love that thought process, and that's how I am with everybody in my family, my team. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my biggest staples is we're stronger together than we are apart. We have to find ways to collaborate and exchange information and build systems for that and build infrastructure for that specifically, and use our talents to make it something that people want to be a part of and grow it in that way to try to change the world together, and that we have to do it together.
Yeah, I love that. Like giving heart. What I'm hearing is like for people versus from people. I think oftentimes like when people protect or they don't, involve others, there's that scarcity of like, how can like I don't want to let go of what I'm creating. I don't want to have it be out of my control.
Yep.
Right. But like there's so much value in letting go of that and like spreading the love and allowing others to come up. And there's there's that risk,
Yeah.
but like,
Mhm.
man, that's just what I'm hearing. That's what I'm picking up on.
Man, the crazy thing is it's risk everywhere. No matter what you do, it's risk when you don't do nothing. That's a bigger risk to me. Like I don't want to risk not trying. I don't want to risk not just being on my deathbed. This is what really made me do it, bro. I was in college. I went to college 1 year and played basketball, and I was in college, and I don't remember exactly who told me this, but it stuck with me. And it was like, when you're on your deathbed, this is what made me drop out of college, actually. But they said when you're on your deathbed, you don't want to have any regrets. You want to know that you tried everything that you wanted to do. You went for it. You know what I'm saying? And I like, for some reason I visualized that, and I like took myself to that space, and like, man, on my deathbed, I want to be like, even because we don't know when it's going to happen. So you got to do it today. Like you got to start living what you say you want today and working for it today, because then like you saying all the things I've done, that's because I've been living, for my purpose this entire time, because somebody told me that, and they put that in my mind. So I hope somebody takes that today. Is like, that when you're on your deathbed, I know it's a little dark, but we all gonna have to go away at some point. So when you're on your deathbed and this is about to be it for you, what do you want to look back and see? And you have to then start doing those things now and working on that now, and start to create what you want to see when you go away. You know what I mean? And that visualization literally, changed my trajectory forever.
Yeah, it's life. Like it's like to me, it's like that is life. That's like
Right.
truly value in your years and your experiences is when there's that uneasy like risk or that fear, that breaking away. Like fear is actually kind of fulfilling when you're stepping into it, when it's healthy, when it's going towards your vision. Like
Exactly.
it's even if you fall flat, there's like that makes one hell of a story on your deathbed, don't it?
For
And
sure.
like you learn shit from that falling flat. That's
It's all about coming back. That's what it said. Champions could adapt to anything. It's another analogy I always use is like, I look at life as, a game where you have unlimited tries.
yeah.
Unlimited tries. Like literally.
You know what's
As
funny?
long as you're alive,
The worst case-
you can try again. Like, it doesn't matter. It's up to you to make the decision. But if you say I'm done, I'm over, I can't do it no more, then that's what's right. That's what it is. That's what.
one of the funniest conversations to have with people is about what the worst case scenario actually is, the consequences of a worst case scenario, what it actually is.
Right.
You ain't dead, motherfucker. Nobody's dying here.
Right. Come on, man.
There may be some money. There may be some restarting or a loss of maybe some sort of a relationship. Who knows if it was serving for you anyways? Right. Oftentimes, if you're risking something, it's not serving anyways to move away from it. Sure. Like there's no like worst case scenario. Oftentimes, we'll talk about in the coaching space. Like it's kind of comical when you play it out. Like, what is it really? Like, granted, some are a lot heavier than others, but like calculated risk, like what's the vision? Like, how strong is the vision? Mm-hmm. Man, you can't get nowhere without it.
Yeah, nowhere. Got you, man. It's just part of it, man. So,
what about ET? What about ET? You talk about the money team a lot. What about ET? What's the nugget from ET?
Man, ET, man. The one thing that I really took from him is he called it the triple threat. And people think just getting money is enough, like, oh, I got the money, but I got the, the nice job, the nice car, the nice house, what I'm saying? Everything is good, but your relationship with your kids suck, or your relationship with your wife sucks. You don't do certain things that you're supposed to do for your family, but because you're going for the bag, and that's cool, but you need to have a mindset where you're trying to be 120 in every position. And he don't say 100%, he say 120. You want to be 120 in every position. And I really, I love that. You know what I'm saying? I love that because I come from basketball. So like, I want to be great at defense. I want to be great at offense. I want to be a great teammate when people come up. I'm on the bench and people come in. I'm standing up. I'm what's up. I'm loud. I'm talking. I'm like inspiring the team. Like I want to be all that. So I was able to feel that.
That's awesome, man.
And another dope one with him is he always asks people when he speak, he like, be honest with yourself. Like, what percentage have you been given out of 100? And he said, I want you to get 120, but out of 100%, what you've been given, be honest. And have people go around and they say like, and I'm like, that's like, we could do that with ourselves. One thing I heard the other day, this is from somebody else, Grant Cardone, but he was like, are you using all of your potential? It's the same thing. But asking that type of question to yourself and being honest with yourself.
What are some common percentages, like 60 or 70, they say?
Yeah. People like some people 40.
Yeah. And then what does 100% look like? That question, to follow it up, like,
But the thing is, nobody says 100%.
Yeah. Well,
So
no, and is it ever like? Well, you know what? Like, I'm questioning. Like, is it ever 100? Because can't we always do
I
more?
think it is, but we don't. It's some people that's eat certain people that are they like I'm. But the thing is, on the outside looking in, people can feel like you're at 100%, but somewhere you're slacking. Some places,
Yeah.
I make it look great, of course.
There's always more. There's always more.
But it's it's certain places like like okay, yeah, I can get better at this. I need to do that better. And I think people just need to be aware of that, and that's what ET is really about. Is the being aware of what you need to get better at and facing it head on and just getting better at it and just working on it and not making no excuses. Because at the end of the day, like you either gonna get better or not, and the only way to do it is to learn. And one other thing from ET, knowledge is money. I love that one. Knowledge is money. Go get you some. That's what you say.
Go get you some of that.
Knowledge is money. Go get you some.
Application of it. Yeah.
And man, I love that because the more you know, the better decisions you make. That's just how it is. The more you know, the better decisions you're gonna make. Like the more that you get certain mentors or certain experiences, and you going and doing research for yourself, and you going to study in it and looking and seeking out knowledge, you're gonna find things out.
It's kind of integrated with risk too.
Yep.
Seeking experience, seeking counsel. There's some risk involved in that too. Like I gotta leave my safe space.
100%.
A constant student, that's awesome.
But look, when I left my safe space, I went to Dubai, I went to Russia, I went to Tokyo, I went to every country you could think of in Europe. Like I went to everywhere in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like Mexico, Amsterdam.
That's
like when you leave your safe space, you don't know where the freak. Can I cuss on here?
Oh yeah, you can say fuck. You can just go ahead, just say it.
Like you don't know where the fuck you're gonna end up, man.
Yeah.
Like for real, bro. It's crazy. Like when you really follow your what you want to do and you really try.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people ain't committed, man. Like they haven't committed themselves.
And then to me, that's like their vision's not strong enough. Like for you, it sounds like there's a burning desire to become somebody that's abundant and whatever that looks like. I don't know, but like for people to find that true meaning, that is like that. Where's the exuberance get birthed from? What am I? What like what's my why? And like getting clear on that, and like
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and then following it up with that risk and that student hat, man. I love that. You've been all over the place, bro. How many times? You've been to Tokyo, Russia. What was that with ET, or what were you doing?
No, that was with Floyd. We went to Europe for he did a tour, and we just went all over Europe every day, different place, like super fast. Well, we were in Birmingham. We were staying in Birmingham for a little bit, and then we were staying in London. And then we after the tour, we went to Amsterdam, and then we went to Brussels. We went to Brussels, Belgium, and I got a Belgian raffle. They had like cobble streets and stuff. Took pictures. It was dope. We was out there for a couple days.
Are you still with the money team or?
Yeah, for sure. That's my family. We family. It's like a fraternity. Like that. If that's how we look at it. Like, and you got like alumni, and you got people that still, it's like we all like still connected because it's really a once in a lifetime type of experience. Like
that's awesome. And that's just hella dope that you were able to get in there, and then now let's give Packed House Live some love too. So in all of that you taken away, how's that been like as a CEO in Packed House Live, like building this ultimate vision of serving these creators? Like, talk to me. Let's segue over there. Let's hop on the segue.
Packed House Live is an independent streaming platform for content creators to be able to monetize their video and audio content direct to consumer and make the lion's share of the profit from all of their work. And I really believe in that. I'm an artist, myself first and foremost, and the big thing that we see with streaming and on its own is, we getting paid less than a cent per stream on, Spotify, Apple Music, and even your videos on YouTube. and for 1 million views, the average for somebody that had a million views is $2,000 to $5,000, and that's just not enough for
man.
that much, for 1 million views. And that's why people that are on YouTube have to make so many videos, because they have to make a video every single day and give themselves a better chance of making more. They make more money that way. As many videos they have, the more money they make, and
Such a gap.
it keeps you in this cycle. And with labels and just on the music side, we already know that story,
Yeah.
with people not being able to own their masters, and or having good deals in the first place, and not even having the proper training to, people just taking advantage of people that don't know, they're ignorant, ignorant to what's going on. And I want to change that, man. So I just feel like, a lot of times people that come from like the entertainment industry, we don't go and build platforms. We don't go and we know what's right. We know what people want. We know what they need. We know how to market it and make it cool, and make it cool inside of in the culture. But we usually go and work on somebody else's platform. And when we can, building a tech startup is just like building any other business. You have to go and do the research. You have to go learn the process. Go learn from people who are tech, entrepreneurs have been successful, and go listen to the stories. Listen to how the actual way to go to do it. Talk to engineers. Talk to people that are in the industry. Talk to investors. Go. You know what I'm saying? Like I started in 2020, and in March of 2020, and by June 16th, we had the C Corp, formed. July 29th, my birthday, and from March to my birthday, I didn't cut my hair. So I keep my hair, pretty tight. You know what I'm saying? So that was different for me.
Yeah.
I did. I was a straight wolf man, like crazy. Like literally,
Yeah.
my mustache was in my mouth.
Man, well, I love what you're doing, brother. That's so empowering, and like and especially for creators, but just in the world in general, like with a lot of the ways that big business and like money is taken over, and like how we really rely on a lot of these larger um, platforms, or whether it's Google, or in artists like Spotify, or even like the companies like not owning their own masters, or giving getting the bad deals, like. And then the gap in how many creatives, and we talked about this a little bit when we first talked, like how many creatives aren't able to really eat any sort of pie because there's just not a demand for it until they get to that breaking point.
Yeah.
And even there, it's like there's just such a gap. So it's like
It really
I
is.
love what you're doing, and like independent, like there's so much like freedom in that, and expression, and it can come from that. And like I know we were going to talk about Web3 a little bit,
And our
but like,
goal is to build a community, man. Like that's really what I'm about, is building a community of like-minded individuals that want to do the work that it takes to build generational wealth for their families, and they have pride and their passion in that. And
so how do they get involved with you? What's that look like?
we coming, man. So I had phase one, and we did an MVP. We did 14 million not users, I'm sorry. 14 million impressions online. We raised $50,000, and we had 685 users on the platform altogether. So yeah, man, it was.
So I'm a creative and I come to you. What do we do? Like, how do you? So it's kind of like you said there's a training aspect when we talked.
Yeah.
Like, tell us about. Kind of walk me through if I'm a creative and I hit you up.
So right now we're just doing the streaming. I'm going into phase two. I'm raising money right now to build out the next phase of Packed House Live, where we'll have training, we'll have more Packed House Live original content, and we'll be building out our full platform for millions of users to come on and be able to have an exclusive account where you can have people subscribe to you for free or subscribe to you for a fee. You'll be able to put out streaming projects, video and audio. And I want to change the video streaming business in a way that people can put out their own documentaries, their own films, their own like mashups with. We've been doing these performances with artists, and instead of just doing just the concert, I I've been mashing it up with a documentary and like a vlog and the concert all mixed together as one long form piece of content. And that's the big thing about the training, man. We not just even on the side of producing content, because a lot of people can produce dope content, but just showing them how to package it in a way where you can now sell it as a product, and understand how to build funnels on having something for free. Like, for example, we just came up with a funnel for artists where they're giving away free verses for people, like select people. A lot of people hit them up and they pick who they want to do verses with, and then they kill the verses, and then then people want to do a music video and they charge them for the video. So that we build these different funnels where artists can find different innovative ways to monetize even at a smaller level. Because like you said, you can't really monetize how the system is now unless you have millions of followers and you're getting hundreds of millions of streams and stuff like that.
And that's what gets me so fired up about. Well, I love that you're doing this too, by the way, and it's happening at a perfect time. I feel like right now, like creativity is going to be like this is the time to really own your creativity, because over the next the next year, the years to come, we'll finally, just in the way that the technology is going, have opportunity to take that back. And like with people like you training, helping people, serving them with this sort of a platform, like it is the time. It's the age of creatives, because like, to be honest, the world thrives off of creativity, whether that's music, that's art, that like in a lot of what's being developed from my point of view right now in Web3 is going to give that power back, where you don't need to have a million people. You just got to have some knowledge, some marketing skills, and just get 1,000 people to dig your shit constantly, and you can make a good living off of it. It's going to replace a lot of that. Like there's a lot of it's disruptive. That's what I love about it. It's fucking disruptive. 100%. And like that, like just like Uber fucked up taxis and Airbnb fucked up hotels, this is going to fuck up the way that these companies are controlling creatives, in my opinion.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And I love it. I love it.
That's what we're here to do, man. We really want to, this has been going on for too long, man. And I've seen it. Like I said, I've been a music artist since I was 15, and I'm 29 now. So like I've seen it a million times. We all have. We've heard the stories enough at this point. Like so we need to start building platforms ourselves. And I want to be an influence for other people that may not be thinking about building a platform, or maybe may have an idea for a platform. You can do it. If you just need to be able to figure out how to build a strong business plan, figure out how to build a strong investor pitch deck, figure out, obviously you need to do all the research that you can hours and hours, as much as you can, and take notes and learn whatever your industry is. Learn it, and then go and apply it and put the action in, and you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Oh yeah, and that giving heart, that giving attitude that you've got, like what you're creating, that's that's what the world like thrives off of, bro. Like I just kudos, man. I admire what you're doing.
Appreciate it, man. Just trying to win, man. We stronger together, man.
Yeah, what? That's it. You took it. That's the nugget.
We trying to win, man. And that's what it is. We got to do it together.
How do people get involved with you? Like, or can they reach out? Can they learn some stuff?
So you can go to packedhouselive.com and you can hit us up to do a streaming project on Packed House Live, and right now that's how I'm doing them. People hit us up.
Tell me about can you break down the streaming aspect quick for me, just how you have that structured?
Yep. So what we do is you record whatever your project is. Like, for example, I'm doing another artist coming up here on February 15th named Nakara Forge, and she has a project called Love Hangover, and she's doing a whole performance of every song, got all her features coming, super dope. It's gonna be super clean. And then she has a interview with this popular guy out here that does interviews with people in Minnesota, and then she also has a vlog of her making the project. So we're putting that together as a program, pretty much, where we put it behind a paywall, and people, we market it. We helping her with the marketing strategy. I got stuff on my wall right there for her, for the whole timeline and the action items that we need to hit on the marketing side of it. And we put this project out. They get 70%, we get 30%. We sell it for whatever price that the artist wants to sell it at. For her, we're doing pre-sales at $10. We put out the pre-sales a couple days ago, and we build it up and put the product out. You're able to get tips. You can do all your own advertising on the platform. So if you have people that want to do commercials, or they want their logo, whatever the case is, we can put that all on the landing page for your stream. And we're doing that all like with our clients right now. But the next phase is it'll be all automated, where they can go in and build their accounts, and they'll be able to do everything on their own. And we have our training and you know help to help people do their thing. And we want to build a huge community, man. I see big conferences every year. I want to go back to Vegas. We're gonna have a big packed house live mansion,
Yeah.
and having, we're gonna be yeah, sir, we're gonna be doing big tech conferences, and just doing it in a whole new way, dropping NFTs. That's the other thing too. In phase 2 is we're building a the world's first video and audio NFT marketplace. So that's something that we're building onto the platform that we already have, to be able to help content creators as well create NFTs, video and audio NFTs, and put them out direct to consumer, and have fans have the opportunity to invest into projects of different creators, and make it we all win together. That's how.
100%. And the whole advancement of like just releasing NFT content, getting involved like that, I just can't stress it enough. Just start learning about that.
Yeah.
Hit up Ricky, hit up me if you want, but just start getting in, like as a creative, that's the direction that things are going. And that gives you a lot of power and freedom back. I love what you're doing. There's some stuff we'll talk more offline about, but like just being able to integrate that in with like giving them that much value, and like doing the streaming, helping them with their marketing. Like really there's just a lot of the gaps in the business acumen that I feel like creatives, like I think we talked about this, they're lacking that. And when you have like that love and that like, I'm going to hold your hand through this and I'm going to be by your side. That's amazing, brother. So
that's what it's about, man. And that's what I say. It's all about community right now. It's just like us working with you directly, but at some point we'll have all our stuff that to help people, but people gonna be helping each other. Like people are gonna be networking and building.
Yeah, and what's it gonna look like in 10 years? Tell me about that. Like, if you thought,
man, we're getting in VR too. That's another thing. Gotta get in VR. I want to see creators making crazy shows and crazy content in VR, and being able to sell it direct to consumer and have these crazy dope experiences. Man, I want to be in AR. I think we probably will. I was thinking, building my own VR headset maybe at some point. We got some dope ideas, man, with just Pack House Live. But outside of that, man, I want to build a lot of stuff, man. I want to be I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I want to really. I feel like to teach on and really put out the stuff I want to put out. I have to be a part of a lot of different things. So like I want to build banks, I want to build schools, I want to build hospitals, I want to build we got this idea for a basketball facility called the Ballroom.
That's why you're afraid to risk shit, because you got that burning desire to serve so many people and build all this stuff, brother. Yeah. That's why your ass ended up in Russia and Tokyo and Europe and all that, because you got all this big vision about building stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it, man.
Seeing it up close, that made it where you can't tell me,
Yeah, you tasted that. Like that's just incredible, brother. And now you're taking that, like they got something to be proud of, because you're taking all their mentals and like what they said with like the interconnecting and the risk. Like, you're doing it. You're
Yes, sir.
fucking doing it, man. You're
We
doing
trying,
it.
man. We got a lot. It's not easy. That's what I tell you guys. And
Hey,
we tell you all the
it
success
ain't easy not
stories.
doing shit either. That's for
Yeah,
damn
for
sure.
sure.
That's the shitty long term route right
No,
there.
for sure.
That,
But we
you're
tell y'all the success stories, and
yeah.
people they always. And Floyd says this: people want to be Money Mayweather, but they don't know what it was to be Pretty Boy
You
Floyd.
get there.
They didn't
Yeah.
know what it was before that when he was, running every morning with his
It
dad at
makes
6 in the
that
morning
much.
and chopping wood. Like that, that was, it's a different work ethic
Gotta,
that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So like I always got to make sure that people understand that. Don't just look at the glitz and glamour. Look at what it took people to get to where they went and really take it in. Don't just, oh, he did that. Like, no, you need to give your all. You need to go as hard as you can. You need to learn as much as you can. You need to put yourself in position. You need to be a good person. You need to do good business. You know what I mean? Like, you need to have your mind in a way that you want to give back, and your heart in a way that you want to give back.
preach, brother.
You know what I mean?
Preach.
That's what it's about. That's what this is about. You know what I mean? Like,
And that energy, that energy, like just that attitude of heart, that energy, like that burning desire, and like that lifts people up when they're stuck in shit, or when they're feeling like they're not willing to get out of that safe space or risk something. It's like that pulls you through, man. Like I love it, man. This went real quick. We're already about ready to land the plane on this baby. So
okay.
I want to just again like share where like yourself personally, or like Packed House Live, how people can check you out, get involved. Can you share all that again real quick?
Yeah, man. Y'all can follow us on Instagram, Packed House Live _. It's spelled just like that, Packed House Live _. You can follow me on my Instagram. It's Ricky the CEO, RICKY the CEO. Follow me on Instagram, and you can go to our website, packedhouselive.com. We also have a podcast that I just released.
Hey,
We're doing episodes every weekend, Saturday and Sunday at noon. So new episodes, coming this weekend. We just dropped some last weekend. Go subscribe to our YouTube, Packed House Live, spelled just like that.
yeah, let's go, baby.
Appreciate y'all, man. And
No, I appreciate you hopping on, brother. This has been great, and we're definitely going to continue to chop it up around all this. There's a lot of fruit to pull off the tree of this one.
No, for sure, man. I want to blow this thing up, bro. Like I know we got something special, and
yeah. We're all about blowing shit up out here too. So we'll link up. You're not off the hook quite yet. We always end it with a general message to the TRU-U audience, whatever's speaking to you, whatever you want to leave them with. So the floor is yours.
Can't nobody stop you. You unstoppable. You can do anything. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. You did.
You got that? I love it.
Don't let nobody tell you nothing different, man. Anything is possible. I know it sounds cliche, but it's like if you believe you can do it and you put in the work and you go through the fire, you can't be soft, man. That's really what you got to commit. You can't be in the middle all the time. Everybody want to be in the middle and want to be I don't know, like you said, take a risk, pick a side, man. It's okay. You're not gonna die. And if you and honestly, you are gonna die at some point. So like,
that's why you gotta live.
So in the meantime, you better do something.
Yeah.
You better do something.
Yeah.
Get to it, man. Don't be scared. Go for it. Whatever it is, go for it. Because when you're on your deathbed, you want to be able to look back. You want to be able to look back on your life and be like, man, I gave my all. I didn't hold back.
This episode is Go For It. That's what I'm naming this episode. Go for it.
I gave my all. I didn't hold back.
Yeah.
Man, I'm good. I'm gone. That's how I want to go. I don't want to be sad to go. I don't want to have that feeling. Like, I want to be like, it's my time.
I made my
I did my thing. I did it. I went hard. I did it. This is out of my control.
Let's go.
But I did it. I went hard. I tried. And I left a mark somewhere. Even if it might not have been as big as I wanted.
Mark on this call, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ricky Collins, brother.
Yes,
thank you so much for joining us, man. It's been a blessing.
Man.
And I come back and play in the snow occasionally too. So we'll chop it up in person sometime. And you come catch some West Side vibes too whenever you want, brother, and we'll we'll be in touch. But thank you
I'm
so
coming
much.
back to West Coast, man. I hate the snow, man. I'm out of here. This is my last year, man. I can't do it, man. I'll be back to Vegas, man, in no time, or Miami, one of the two.
Beautiful. Well, hey, brother, much love. Thank you so much for joining us, and
No
until
problem, man.
next time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.